This weekend marks the end of a very stressful period for me. Since the pandemic started last year, half of my team was let go, and me and another guy at work were left to do the design work for a big national brand, retail brand. It was a very stressful period, but we made it, and I was expecting to get something more for my contributions to the company. It was above and beyond. When we had the annual reviews last April, I was very disappointed. The company gave only 2.5% increase to everyone, and for me specifically it was 4.5%. I was very disappointed, and I made sure that they knew. After having a little back and forth between myself and my manager and all the way up to vice president, I'm happy to announce that last Friday I was told that I'm getting another 9% on top of the 4.5%. So for 2021, I'm getting 13.5% more than I was making in 2020. Which is great news for me. It's a big milestone in my career. I'm making some decent money now that I can be proud of. And I wanted to mark this time in life with a watch. I'm a big watch fan. I love watches. Now, if you know anything about watches, lately they have been over the roof. I was really looking for a Rolex Explorer 1. That was typically $4,500 just last year, and this year it's $6,500 if you're lucky, and we're talking about older models, not new. So with this in mind, I was looking at a few different models from different companies like an Omega Seamaster. Those watches just last year, they were trading 30 to 50% less than what they are now. So at least in the gray market. With that in mind, I didn't want to spend more than I should. I know that watch prices go up and down depending on the economy and the climate and everything, so I don't want to get into the little details of it, but I know they're overpriced right now, and I didn't want to spend anything on that I would regret a few months down the road. I decided to buy a really entry-level watch that has been in my radar for some time now. It's the Hamilton Khaki King 2. It's an amazing watch from an amazing company, a great movement. It has 80 hours power reserve, 50-meter water resistance, amazing legacy, khaki field. Come on, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Not only in the entry level, but in the watches in general. The average buyer would go directly to a gray marketplace like Jomo Shop, where you could find this watch for $425. That's pre-tax. And if you go to Amazon, for example, you can find it for like $460, $457. I found it. So immediately you would jump on the Jomo Shop option. Not credit card people though. Us credit card people want to save even on little things. There has been this credit card in my mind for some time now. It's the American Express Cash Preferred, and I didn't want to get that credit card because of that annual fee of $95. I don't want to spend $95 for a cashback credit card. So even though I was really intrigued by that 6x on many categories that it has, I was like, I don't want to spend it. But now there's this offer with zero annual fee in the first year, and then you start paying the $95 after the first year. But for 1 year, you have it without annual fee. So I jumped on it, and let's see why. So we can see that the first year, this credit card has $200 sign-up bonus after spending $3,000 in 6 months. $200 or up to $200, that's for the first $1,000 that you spend on Amazon in the first 6 months. So 20% back every time you order from Amazon. It doesn't have any credits, other credits. It doesn't have memberships. It doesn't have lounge access. The multipliers is 6x on supermarkets and streaming services, 3x on gas and transit like tolls, bus, taxi rides, 1x on everything else. So the maximum value you can expect on the first year from this credit card is $520 after spending $3,000 to hit the minimum spend. So I'm accounting for this that you're spending on 6x for the $2,000, and $1,000 you're getting 1x on Amazon, but you're getting that 20% back. So it's a little more complicated, but it's $520. The ROI is 17.3%. This is very decent. It's very decent, but it's only so decent because there's no annual fee for the first year. So this is comparable to other travel credit cards that you can also use, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but you know, it's without the annual fee. So it makes it a very decent credit card for the first year. On the second year, we see that the ROI drops in 1.28. So 128, you can do a whole lot better than this. Now, this is up to $12,000 with the spending categories that we're showing here. $3,000 in groceries, gas, restaurants, and travel, so $12,000 in total. You can spend a little more, obviously. But I have to say that the 6X on supermarkets, it's limited up to $6,000, so you couldn't have a whole lot more. This 128 could have been 2%, but the opportunity cost is so much greater that it really doesn't worth it after the first year. But let's see why I got this credit card. So we're looking at this watch here in Jama Shop, and they have it for $425. This is the one of the cheapest price you can get it realistically. I mean, you can get better than that. Unless you go pre-owned, and then you would save $20-30. These watches really don't drop. So $425, we're looking 6% tax, so $450 minus $200 using this credit card, it would be $250. So yeah, it's still a great deal, right? Let's see what happens if you use this offer from Amazon. Amazon is significantly more expensive than Jama Shop. It's $457, but we're getting 20% back on this price. So from $484, we're gonna get the 200 plus 97, so $187. So I'm getting a Hamilton Khaki King 2 for $187. And here a side comparison. The cheaper price is more expensive than the more expensive offering. So yeah, sometimes you have to do your research. Now, this doesn't happen with every watch. There is Hamilton watches that are much more expensive in Amazon, and it really doesn't worth to do it. But if you're looking for a specific watch, maybe it's a Tissot, maybe it's something else, or whatever that is, it doesn't have to be a watch. And it's comparable prices, more or less the same. Amazon most likely will be more expensive. It's really worth the time that you do this research and you get this credit card with this current offer, and you can get a great deal out of it. I can sell this watch 4 or 5 years down the road and make double this money that I'm spending. So I think it's a no-brainer, and it's a great way to remember this raise. Now, depending on your circumstances, you might want to get another credit card. If you're ready to, if you're preparing to buy a house or a car, and you want the lowest fees that you can get, then you shouldn't open a new credit card. In my case, I'm not planning to buy a house. With the current market, I already exited out of my list for this year at least. And same went for the expensive watch that I was hoping to have as a good reminder of this day. But again, I think that it's better to do a smart financial choice and not cry a few months down the road. So yeah, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. How do you like this credit card? Do you have this credit card? And if you do, how do you use it if you have it more than a year? Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, ciao.